Well, it's amazing. It's like, these things typically happen. There's some event that triggers the transformation. It triggers us to think about things in a new and different way. And everyone's got their own trigger experience. And, if you're really looking for it, you can find it. In fact, this transformation that I'm about to share with you is something that our Heavenly Father wants to share with you. He wants you to have it. He certainly wanted me to have it. I think He wanted me to have it for a long time. But for some reason, the trigger event just didn't happen until there was one day when I was actually, I was living in the Treasure Valley of Idaho at the time. So here I am leaving Boise on I-84 East. And as I'm, getting out of town, it's a road that I had traveled many times before, but something about this particular encounter triggered something inside of me. As you drive down the road, especially in these desert environments, your mind tends to wander quite a bit, and mine was wandering considerably as I was looking, down the road. And, my mind starts thinking about this, starts thinking about that. And of course, at the time I was really consumed with this idea of, I've been single forever. When is this going to end? And trying to, find the answer to that question. And something about being in that environment just triggered a thought inside of me. And I realized that my choices over the years had led me to the place where I was. That ultimately, I bear responsibility for my life. And that the happiness that I was looking for was not going to come to me until I decided to own my life. And then fall through with that decision. And that was a turning point for me when I actually realized that. And I took ownership of my life. And I decided, you know what's going to happen? I am going to take ownership of my life. I'm going to start making choices for myself. I'm going to quit being blown about by the winds of time and the waves of life. I'm going to actually start determining my own course. And I'm going to stop playing the victim to other people's choices. Because you know what? I make choices too. And I just turn that around. So instead of wallowing in the mire of self-pity, oh, woe is me, look at what these other people have decided. This is what they'll always decide. Oh, woe is me. Instead of being the victim and focusing on being acted upon by other people's decisions, I decided to make a decision for myself. I decided to act for myself. And I decided to let my actions influence other people so that, the decisions that they make, they might still decide against me, but those decisions that they make against me are not going to have an absence of an influence from me trying to put forth a positive influence for good, put forth a positive influence for actually, trying to do what I can to say, you know what? I'm doing the best that I can with what I got, and here we go. And I'm going to take responsibility for myself. And at the end of the day, my happiness is my responsibility and my responsibility alone. I didn't come to all these attitudes overnight, but that one moment I was driving in my car as I was heading east on I-84 out of Boise, and it just came to me. It just came. Something clicked. I don't know what the trigger moment was, but it just clicked. And once I started to realize, hey, it's all in me and I have power with agency, then everything started to change for me. Everything started to change for me. And, that's when you really start to move towards your best life. When you make the commitment that says, I'm going to own my life, that's when everything changes. And, until you start to get to that point where you can just say, okay, you know what? I am going to take ownership of my life. I'm going to take responsibility for what happens to me. The life that I have is my responsibility. Then you start to open your eyes to more of the opportunities around you because you're taking an active role in making your life what you want it to be. And so putting yourself in that position allows you to see things that you couldn't see before. See the opportunities to have joy in your life that are all around you every day that you couldn't see before. Because before, you couldn't see them because you weren't taking responsibility for yourself. You were saying it's other people that are responsible, and that your life is miserable because of what other people have decided. When you step out of that victim mentality and start adopting a victor mentality and say, I'm going to be a victor in my life, I'm going to have victory, I'm going to face whatever comes my way and I'm going to conquer it, I'm going to overcome it. And I may not be whole on the other side, but I'm going to be wholly happy on the other side, because I will know I'll have the satisfaction that I will have done everything in my power to do what I can to live a happy life. And I'm going to be joyful in that. And you can find great joy in that. Howdy peeps. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Join the Journey radio program. And if you did, be sure to click subscribe so you can get more clips in the future. And be sure to check out the Join the Journey radio program broadcast every Wednesday night on the Join the Journey radio network. Find more information at jointhejourneyradio.com.